And then why the DC bar as opposed to other places? So California for me felt a little bit too far, and their bar exam is really difficult. Um, and maybe one day for California for me, but right now I'm struggling enough to get past the DC bar. I'm not going to try to take a more difficult bar exam. And their bar exam is really quite expensive. They're going a different way with their bar, so they're not UBE. They're getting Kaplan to redo their bar. There's stuff going on with California. California is not for me, not right now. Washington State, um, their bar looks interesting. It's open to LLMs. I just couldn't imagine myself living there at this time. So I guess it's a personal decision, Washington State or Washington, D.C. I mean, really sort of far apart geographically. New York, I'm not eligible because I did my um, both my LLB and my LLM online. So if you've done your courses online, you are not eligible for the New York bar exam. So that puts that really out of the running for me. I'm not too sad about that because I've lived in New York previously. I don't have a strong desire to live in New York again, though it would be nice to be able to have all of New York as a place to practice. And other states, I'm I'm not eligible for various reasons. So if I were a qualified lawyer, so if I were a practicing lawyer in the UK and then I tried to take the bar over here, there'd be other states that were open to me, like Alabama is one of those states, for instance. But there's several others that as long as you're already a lawyer somewhere else, you can take the bar. What to expect from the Committee on Admissions? They only have 6 full-time staff members. They're funded by the government, so they are susceptible to government shutdowns. And whenever there's a government shutdown that happens, they can't process any applications, they can't process anything, and things take longer to get out. So I know, I think 2000, was it 2019? Around COVID, there were some shutdowns, not because of government politics, but I think it was around COVID. It took, after you pass the bar, it took 7 months for them, for people who passed the bar to be sworn in and be able to practice law. So just keep that in mind that DC is, they're not the fastest. They get there in the end though. Um, they are friendlier when communicating by email and messages rather than phone. Um, I would say don't call them unless you absolutely have to. I think when you call them by phone, you will meet the sharp end of the conversation. Their response to bar exam uh, queries, in my opinion, has been quick, but the response to accommodation queries has been slow. Um, After the bar, they'll send out certificates, approximately 2 weeks, they say, but it will be on a rolling basis. Swearing in after you pass the bar is optional, but if you do it, it will be through Zoom. And they also have a useful FAQ, um, and I will put their FAQ in the chat here. Okay.